This portion of Living in the Heart of Virginia is sponsored by
Rehab Associates of Central Virginia.
Are you fit to work? Well, today we're finding that out, and I'm here with Dr. Robin Glover to tell us more about it. And we're in a gym here at Rehab Associates of Central Virginia, and you have a ton of doodads that can tell you if somebody is right for the job they're applying for. Tell me more about that.
Well, Emily, Fit to Work is a comprehensive program that Rehab Associates has tailored to meet the needs of various companies in the area to help them better assess, prevent, or rehabilitate a worker from an injury.
So how does this program work? Do you end up talking to the employer or the employee? How does it start off?
It usually starts off by talking to the employer. We may talk to someone in their human resources department about needs they may have. And from that conversation, we can kind of determine if they have some high-risk jobs in their company that maybe they would like us to address to help prevent workers' compensation injuries or to help rehabilitate people who've already been injured on the job.
Sounds like such a great idea too from the employer's point of view, because you don't necessarily know just by looking at somebody whether they're fit enough for a job. So if that potential employee walks through that door, what do you then do with them?
So it depends on what type of service the company is looking for. One service that we can offer is something called a post-offer pre-employment screen. And this is a screen where once you've already been offered a conditional employment, we could then bring you in and do a screening test that will help determine whether or not you can handle the essential duties of the job. That test is based on what we call a jobs demand analysis, which is a description of the duties of that job that the employer has helped to create, or we've helped the employer create. So based on that description, we would then put you through various tests that would be related to the actual job you'd be doing, and it's a pass-fail test. And based on how you do on that test, we'd send the information back to the employer and would help them to determine, am I hiring the right person for this job in terms of are they physically able to really do what is necessary to do the job safely.
And you have a lot of different toys in this room that can help you figure that out, and even a toy gun over here. Now, what would I do here, because you want people to crawl along that blue line?
Well, sometimes we do testing, whether it's that post-offer pre-employment screen I talked to you about, or it could be someone who's been hurt on the job for someone who is a police officer or maybe in security. So sometimes one of the tests that we often have done is where they do a military-style crawl on the floor, and we're just assessing how well they're able to do it and whether or not it results in any type of pain or dysfunction while they're doing that test.
And you're really going to put folks through the ringer in here. You're going to test for all kinds of things.
Yes, if we're doing a test, the test itself may take 30 minutes to an hour if we're doing that pre-employment test. But if we're actually rehabilitating someone who's been injured, they could be here for 2 to 3 hours doing what we call work conditioning. That work conditioning is kind of the 5th phase of rehab that we do once we've kind of calmed things down, we've got it moving, we've got it stronger, we've made it functional. Now we want to get them ready to return to work. So to do that, we want to simulate what they would do in a day-to-day position at work, just to make sure they can handle the demands of their job. So if they have a job that requires them to climb up and down ladders, we'll have them doing that for a certain number of reps. If they do a job where they have to pull things, we have this push-pull cart that we can weigh down and have them do a certain number of repetitions of that. We also have them shoveling. We have them walking up and down hills, climbing up and down stairs, whatever the demands of their job requires. And we set it up in a circuit situation where they can take breaks like they would if they were at work, but we have them here for 2 to 4 hours to make sure that when we clear them to return to work, they're physically ready to do so.
Now, what makes this program different from other programs out there?
The biggest difference is that a lot of companies may offer a single service, but this program is very comprehensive, where we're looking to offer you something from the time the person is hired to the time they retire. Wow. So we want to offer you preventative things, we want to offer you things to help assess your high-risk jobs, as well as offer an avenue for someone who's been injured and you want to get them back to work.
So how do we get the ball rolling then, whether you're an employer or you've been hurt?
The best thing to do would be to call our business center, and that's the 1-855-722-8478 number. You would then ask to set up a consultation with me so that we could talk more about what your actual needs are. From there, we would determine what the next step would be. If you have a worker that has been injured and your desire is to have that worker get rehabilitated so they can return to work, that can be done at any of our locations. But if you're looking for one of the preventative avenues, that's something that I'm certified to do, and it would happen here at the Appomattox Clinic.
Wonderful. And if you'd like to find out more about Fit to Work at Rehab Associates of Central Virginia, like Dr. Glover said, 855-722-8478. You can also find out more online at racva.com.